All right, so we about to watch this YouTuber Sunny V2, how one viral song ruined, I don't even know how to pronounce that, Gotye's life. And let's see.
The song might have been clicked on over 2 billion times, but how somebody that I used to know impacted Gotye.
Oh, bro, I love this song. I'm gonna be honest. I used to listen to it a lot when I was a kid.
Gotye's life is much less widely known.
I felt quite depressed a lot of times, and so that sort of started to really seep out into how the whole of my life was feeling.
We'll give a highly detailed description of how unexpected fame affected him, what role it played in his choice to quit music, and why Gotye's humble nature makes his fate extremely saddening. He simply didn't
quit music? I didn't even know Katy Perry raw.
know the song would get so popular, which isn't surprising since his previous songs were even rejected by local radio.
People wouldn't consider playing my records on commercial radio stations.
Gotye therefore began uploading his music to YouTube, where he'd gained 250,000 views on his 3 most popular songs, and while this was still insufficient to make an impact globally,
I was disappointed when my last album, I couldn't find, say, a label to release it.
there was one single song that was about to change everything. Gotye had spent 6 months writing the world's most relatable breakup song, which he almost scrapped before its release, as he couldn't find the right female singer.
It wasn't sounding amazing, and that was the final straw. I thought I had to let the song go. I thought, wow, I've been sort of waiting for 4 months. It's just not coming together.
Thankfully, Gotye knew the song had potential.
I thought it was a strong song. It had an emotional sort of intensity to it.
Eventually using Kimbra, who was perfect for its music video, which was then leaked to the public, giving Gotye an unexpected advantage.
It was leaked to the public? I was surprised that video got leaked in the first place.
The video leaked in Australia a week before it was meant to be released and very quickly started, getting a lot of YouTube views.
As mentioned, the song racked up over 73,000 views before the week had even finished, aided by viewers who simply couldn't stop hitting replay. Yet again, I've listened to it non-stop all day, like I've done for the last 5 days. I've watched this video over 200 times in the past day, no joke. Honestly think I'm responsible for half of the views for this. Brilliant song, brilliant clip, confirming the music video had an influence on the song's instant explosion.
Most people say, they think the video clip really enhances the delivery of a song, so a lot of people really have, responded to the video and wanted to share it with other people. It seems to have shareability.
Gotye stated when it hit the first million mark, I was kind of like, okay, something's happening here. Although it seemed he was most satisfied to have finally been played on the radio.
It's the first real hit single I've had in terms of commercial airplay in Australia.
However, the radio stations quickly became insignificant as the song received publicity from a range of famous celebrities. Ashton Kutcher wrote, "This is kind of fantastic, reminds me of early music vids." Lily Allen simply stated, "Love this video," while Katy Perry tweeted, "New music discovery for me, check out Gotye, specifically this song." The lyrics are...
That probably definitely made it pop up after that. Especially when you have those three, especially Katy Perry, tweet about it. Yeah, I can see why that man had our sudden rush of fame after that.
So true, with Gotye's rapidly developing audience amplifying the same message. I find it absolutely great this song is getting so much recognition. It's gotten more than 7 million views in just 3 months. It went on to break Milestone.
The video alone has more than 65 million hits now on YouTube.
After Milestone.
Its unique video has had almost 300 million hits on YouTube.
After Milestone.
It's got like 860 million views on YouTube or something like that.
Making the song bigger than almost any other ever.
The 3rd most liked video of all time on YouTube with 1.4 million likes.
Although despite making a song that was somehow this famous,
I've read people on Twitter saying they're setting it as their alarm tone.
Gotye made a point to remain extremely humble. 9 months after the song came out, Gotye explained he still drove an old van.
Just last week, your van was stolen. 10 million single sales. What the hell are you doing driving a van?
And when asked about what he'd spent his fortune on, he had no interest in luxury.
What is the last huge thing you bought?
I haven't bought anything physically big. I really hoped it would be a new van.
In a different interview, Gotye was questioned.
What is the... I mean, yeah, that sound like, I'll be honest, that sound like me to a point. Cause even when I do get big, right, and I get a good amount, I ain't about to go like, oh, I was ready to go $5 million house. Like, bro, I don't need that. No, I just get what I need. I'll be done, bro. I'll be done.
The best thing that happened last year.
To which he'd respond,
It probably wouldn't be something to do with her
marker of the success of my song or my album. More something like a really great swim I took at Summers Beach near where I live.
Which might also explain why he refused ads on his music videos, stating, "I'm not interested in selling my music. That's the reason I don't put ads on my YouTube channel," which seems strange to people in today's climate, but that is a decision you can make. I'm like that with all my music. I generally never want to cinch my music for products on ads, meaning Gotye willingly forfeited over $10 million. He'd add that he freely licensed his music to students making films, and would even spend his time mentoring people learning music, which was supported by a Reddit post reading, "I sent Gotye a link of one of my tracks for the hell of it when I was a bit drunk. He actually responded and said he liked it. What a great personable dude," attaching the original email to prove that he'd told the truth. Down in the comments, a different person shared the story. "We threw a few emails back and forth, and in my last one I said I'd say hello to him at his upcoming show. Anyway, the tick sold out before I could get one, and when I told Wally, he offered to put me on the door list. I can't say enough nice things about the guy." Gotye also gave a shout out to over 100 fans who'd covered the song. However, it'd be through these covers that Gotye first revealed his fame and success had its own list of downsides.
Been a bit burnt out, like seeing another remix, another cover of the song. It's like,
Right.
and a lot, some are okay, some are quite average, and so I was a bit over it.
With covers such as the Star Wars that I used to know gaining over 30 million views, it's no surprise Gotye began to feel like he couldn't control the song.
Hearing a lot of bad remixes and edits on commercial radio around the world, like it's so far out of my hands that maybe, my stage name is being badly represented by all these other people doing really crap interpretations of my song.
With less power over his music, Gotye was no longer as comfortable.
If anything, I have more sort of self-consciousness, or I can sort of see the concerns about like becoming maybe more famous, more being prompted to be more of a personality, being a smaller fish in a bigger pond, if you will.
And when asked on MTV, "Are you comfortable with all the eyes on you?" Gotye responded by stating, "I don't know. I go back and forth, I guess. Maybe anxious at times or overwhelmed by it or not sure how to process it. Maybe I've sort of got used to how to handle it." This made it obvious that becoming famous wasn't the motive, so much that he'd moved to the other side of the world just to avoid being recognized. Gotye relocated from Melbourne to Brooklyn because there's a pleasant thing in New York where nobody really makes a fuss. I wouldn't.
That's true, because everybody got their own problems to deal with, and they don't really care about no celebrity right now. They're like, oh, look at you. Unless you're a big celebrity, like if it's The Rock, I'm pretty sure people are like, oh my gosh, is that The Rock? Oh. But if it's just a musician, it's like, yeah, okay, whatever. I gotta get to work, bro.
Know if people recognize me, or if they do, they're very cool about it and don't mention it. I felt the difference when I came back to Australia last Christmas. Walking into cafes or restaurants, someone would say something really nice and want to chat. I feel a lot more anonymous here in New York, which is nice, confirming he'd lost the personability he used to enjoy with his audience.
When things get to a certain scale, when things get sort of maybe too big, it's really hard to keep it personal. Kind of feels more disconnected to me than when, say, I was making tracks in my bedroom.
This seemingly only became worse after winning 3 different Grammys, where during an interview afterwards, he'd reveal another way he was suffering from success.
I sometimes felt a bit self-conscious about it being such a big song, being one that is about people who don't seem to be able to work out the differences, and the fact that people sort of celebrating that seemed somehow incongruous to me for a while.
Gotye feared his song might have been adding to global relationship dissatisfaction.
I feel a bit self-conscious about that because there is an aspect, a lot of the song is quite angsty, and there's a bitterness and a jadedness to it. I'm not sure I really want to spread, that greater sense of angst or dissatisfaction with failed relationships.
Which was in addition to the
I don't think his song would add to anything about any failed relationship. Let's be real. At that point, if them people already filled in on themselves, okay? I don't believe his song would add on to that. It probably, if anything, the person probably used the song as a way of like, oh, yes, see, this is right. This ain't working out. I gotta go. You ain't somebody that I used to know, man. Like, I don't think it's like they listen to the song and then I don't think that's what you mean by either. If like they listen to the song and then boom, oh my gosh, it's like, oh, that's how it is. But I mean, me personally, it's just a good song. I mean, I hope people not taking it to the point where they using it as like they hear it and then they just realize, yeah, I don't like this person anymore. At that point, it's underlying things with that. At that point, I'm gonna be honest.
thought that his song was annoying the world.
The song is really overplayed and probably saturated to the point of absurdity, where I feel like it's out of my hands, but I'm some kind of annoying presence, an audio presence in people's lives that they would prefer not to have there.
He noticed that people were saying, "This song is plastered everywhere. I can't go to a mall without hearing it. Whether I like it or hate it, I don't want to hear it anymore."
Obviously, they're so sick of it. They feel compelled to tell me how sick of it they are.
And as a result,
okay, I ain't gonna lie, those comments you just ignore them, okay? They nobody cares who they think. They sorry to listen to a song, then don't listen to it. It's not that hard. You in the mall, oh well, put earphones in. It's not that hard. The mall plays songs that I don't like. I just don't care because I'm at the mall to shop. I'm not at the mall to listen to what the songs is, to be honest. I mean, what? Wait, hold on. Who still goes? This got to be years ago, because 2 years ago. Who still goes to the mall anyway? I mean, me personally, I don't. Let me know if y'all go to the malls in the comment section below. I know I don't. And also make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe if you new. By the way, I forgot to say it in the beginning. My bad.
Gotye apologized for making everyone listen to his song over and over again because of how many times radio stations were playing it. He'd also
it's not his fault that radio stations played the song. They're gonna do whatever they want to do, especially if he didn't like have no like actual license over it, in a way of, oh yeah, I decide who plays the song, who doesn't. Then he definitely ain't gonna be able to control that, because they're gonna do what they're gonna do, and they're gonna want to play the most popular song that's happening at the time, so they can have more listeners for the ads rows to pop in, and then yeah.
Also have to deal with a phony news story claiming that Gotye had died, and with completely unrelated YouTube comments such as "RIP Gotye. Now you're somebody that we all used to know."
And those are people that just don't go and look. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, didn't this happen to Corey Kenshin before? I went and did research, and I was like, okay, so it was fake. All right, that's all you know. Thank you.
He'd be forced to clarify on Twitter by simply writing, "I'm not dead."
Yeah,
it seemed his only solution for avoiding the public spotlight was to book an extended American tour. However, his live performances came with a new problem, making his life even harder.
They really do leave after they've heard the hits.
Especially in America, I found.
What have they got? They've got a rush.
Got my money's worth.
Gotye noticed that the rest of his songs weren't quite so popular.
That's why you gotta hit them with the most popular song at the end, so that way they have to stay.
Some people love some songs and hate others, which is just the way it should be, probably.
And perhaps nothing reinforced this more brutally than his 2012 Coachella performance. An article explained that after playing his hit single, Gotye performed the rest of his songs to a noticeably smaller crowd, the reason for which was explained by 2 different people on Reddit. My friend said when he performed at Coachella the year he blew up over this song, it was the first one he performed and then the crowd just left. Lol, I was there for that and can confirm that I left after hearing that song. That's the curse of the one-hit wonder. Gotye seemed unconcerned about this being true.
I mean, people ask me, like, whether I worry about being a one-hit wonder. I'm kind of like, don't really mind if I don't ever really have a big hit like that, because I'm a bit like, well, I've had that experience. That's what it was like.
However, it was clear that his future music's performance was still heavy on his mind.
That was such a big hit. What's next for you?
Not as big a hit.
The question came up in so many different interviews.
Does the pressure of somebody that I used to know haunt you when you're writing new songs?
Gotye made it seem as though he was about to make new music.
I'm only going to start writing new stuff this year.
However, when asked about whether he can follow up the track with another smash hit, Gotye responded, "I don't know. Time will tell. I don't know whether I can or whether I want to." He clearly...
I mean, let's be real, most artists do not know if a song is going to be a hit. That's up to the audience itself, right? And most artists is not going to be able to replicate that over and over again. Now, if they can, then they become one of the Drakes or the Futures of the world, okay? Which is rare. It's the reason why there's only one Drake, there's only one Future, there's only one Eminem. But most artists is not going to be like, oh, yeah, totally, I'm going to make enough. Like, they could believe it. They could say it, but it's gonna take a lot of work. It's gonna take a lot of work.
Really didn't work too well with deadlines.
You're not afraid of waiting. You're patient. You really want to get it right.
But after 2 full years passed with no new music, people began to post, "I wonder what happened to Gotye," while the original music video filled with comments such as, "Gotye, alright guys, see you tomorrow. Last online 8 years ago. My man's dropped the fattest banger in history and dipped. Now he's somebody everyone used to know." However, by this point he'd actually appeared on television, where he was asked the following question.
When's the next album coming out?
I don't know. I'm working on things.
And while he didn't sound too confident, there was a barely known reason for this. Just 2 months beforehand, Gotye released a newsletter containing one important sentence: there will be no new Gotye music. The newsletter continued, maybe there will be. I'm not entirely sure right now, with the main question being whether anyone would hear his future music. Well, people certainly would, only it wouldn't be posted under Gotye's name. Throughout his entire career, he'd been making music with a band called The Basics, which became his main project after ditching his solo career. The Basics bass player Chris Schroeder had clearly grown tired of people asking about Gotye, as he'd state, "When I see people saying where's Wally online, or making the now he's just somebody that we used to know, I just think, don't you idiots know how to use Google? In the time it's taken you to write that stupid tweet, you could have just Googled it and maybe discovered some great music he's been releasing recently on the other end. It's so lazy, you're not the first person to do that joke, just shut up." Despite announcing in 2021 that the band had stopped touring, the Basics haven't stopped making music, and there's even been some recent hope for Gotye as a solo artist. In 2020, he was named Ari's Australian Artist of the Decade, where he'd announced that the follow-up album will be released in the next decade probably, and while his past doesn't exactly indicate that it's coming anytime soon, Gotye's had an outstanding career regardless of his musical future.
So how has this success changed things for you?
When new opportunities come along, they present all sorts of challenges, but they present a chance to learn new things and learn new things about yourself through that process. So,
I mean, at the end, first that was actually a pretty good video. I leave it. What the heck is that thumbnail? Oh my gosh. Anyway, that was a pretty good video from Sunny V2. I liked it, and I also remember that song. So that's another thing right there. At the end of the day, I mean, it makes sense because like most people, when they get a lot of fame out of nowhere, they go to the song right there. By the way, 2.2 billion views. God, I'm gonna go listen to this after this video. But I mean, it makes sense because let's be real. At the end of the day, what's going to happen? You like once you just chilling, and then next thing you know, oh, this thing that you made blows up. You got people always talking about it. It's going to seem cool at first, but then after a while, it's going to get annoying. Like, oh yeah, you made that. You gonna make another one like that? Like, bro, how the heck am I supposed to know? I didn't even know that was going to pop off. So we just got to see. We just got to see. So it does make sense. And plus, some people just don't like the fame. It's that simple. Some people don't like the spotlight. And he's got pushed into that spotlight from the song that he made. And he just didn't know how to handle it. But at the end of the day, I mean, for the part where like people was like, oh, he ain't making no more music, why? That's kind of on the other people for it. Like you really could have just searched, like you said, you could have just searched it up and then seen. I don't know why they did it. But other than that, I mean, I don't think this man is taking it quite as serious as everyone else. He mostly seems like a normal guy who wants to make music, lots of respect. Yes, he's just no. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. He's just a normal dude that want to make music and just chill out. He don't even advertise. He's 10 million gone. But other than that, I say that was a pretty good video. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe if you're new. Don't forget to share the video. I'll put my hand in front of my camera. But anyway, peace out. Bye.